So good morning. Good morning, Your Excellency, Haile Mariam Desalegn, the Chair of AGRA and the AGRF Partners Group, His Excellency, President Jakaya Kikwete, and His Excellency Lionel Sintsu, Dr. Kalibata, distinguished guests and partners, colleagues, and I'll even call upon all of our technical support staff who has so far supported us in delivering a very engaging event. Karibuni Nairobi, and actually Karibuna Tena, AGRF here in Nairobi. This is the AGRF Partners Breakfast, and it's a tradition to have that during the AGRF. Because to all the 6,000 to 10,000 people who are linking to us online, I think it's already clear that this incredible momentum can only be accomplished when significant leaders, champions, and actors across the continent and the world join hands and say, we want to create a space for all of Africa to voice what their priorities are for food systems transformation. As AGRF partners, this has been a fascinating journey over the past couple of months. It's our second year of COVID, and actually pulling together this advocacy platform, not only in a short period of time, but also with a strong focus on what it is that we can deliver for Africa as we're going towards the UN Food Systems Summit is, of course, quite significant. This breakfast meeting is our moment of reflection, our moment of acknowledging you, and also maybe looking forward towards what we're taking away from this summit and how we are going to build momentum, not just in the coming 2 weeks, but also towards Rwanda in 2022. We have a lot of our partners who've been working with us so closely here in the room, but also a couple of other people online. So let me first go to our virtual, this is also a hybrid event where we have over 15 partners from across the world who have said, we will join you and link to this breakfast to make sure that we're also part of this shared experience. We are really setting the new model for hybrid engagement. So please give me first an opportunity to acknowledge our partners online, and then I'm coming back to you here in the room. We have our colleagues of CGR, USAID, SACAO, calling all the way from Southern Africa, Corteva, Grow Africa in South Africa, based in South Africa, our colleagues from Syngenta, based in Europe, Yara, also in Northern Europe, and of course, the African Union and Rockefeller who are online. Thank you all for participating and joining. I also see a number of colleagues here in the room that we've worked with very closely, and for the fear of actually not acknowledging all of them, Sarambago, thank you very much for your support. I see our colleagues from Bayer, Laurent, Jason. TBI team, of course, who is so significant driver in the deal room, and our new partners who have come on board, AATF, all welcome. I will not hold you too long because we have an exciting day ahead with a lot of speeches, but what are we going to do today? We will have some opening remarks from our president, Dr. Kalibata, who's the president of AGRA, and also, of course, the host of the AGRF Secretariat and the UN Food Systems Summit Special Envoy. Our chair, His Excellency Haile Mariam, will then have a short address to you talking about the AGRF partnerships. You will have an opportunity to reflect, to ask questions that will be guided by Vanessa Adams. And then we close and we go and engage in an exciting program. I would also like to say we have Your Excellencies here who will also have the opportunity to actually have a short address to you. So without further ado, may I invite Dr. Agnes Kalibata to share her remarks with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning and bon appetit as we are having breakfast. Let me start by recognizing the presence of our chair and the chair of the AGRF Partners and the presence of our board members and the presence of our board members who also provide custodianship and see AGRF, oversee AGRF to ensure that it delivers on its promise. I want to recognize all the partners that are here in the room, but also all the partners that are on call that make the functioning, the ability of the AGRF to deliver its promise come true. AGRF now has how many? Over 30 partners now, and growing. And what brings us all together is really the recognition that there's no single partner that can deliver on the work that is ahead of us, advancing the value of the agricultural sector, now moving into food systems, that really is very critical to millions of people on this continent. I think there are a few things we need to take on board. Going forward, it's going to be very difficult to be talking about agriculture. I think we are going to have to talk about food systems. For one simple reason, recognizing that the time has come, number one. If we don't move with where things are going, we probably would be left behind. But the good news is agriculture is at the center of that food system. So the reason we got here in the first place to look at how the sector delivers for people does not shift in any way. It just helps us in the sense that we bring in many more people on board. We bring in all the people that we need and get to work with all the people that have been working on the sides. So for me, it's an extremely great opportunity that we need to harness, and that's why we aligned our conversation with the support and approval of the AGRF partners when we had the meeting in April. That's why we aligned our conversation this year to the Food System Summit that is happening in a few weeks. We've come to appreciate the true cost of food, and the true cost of food goes beyond what we do in the agricultural sector. It goes to health, it goes to environment, as we talked about yesterday. Now, going back to this AGRF here, this year we had a little bit of a hiccup as we started, starting with Morocco, and then finding that Morocco wasn't really going to be able to do this, and then moving to Kenya a little bit late. But I'm proud to say that the team has really been able to pull it off. We now have close to 10,000 people calling in, being part of this conversation. We have over 370 sessions. We had the best, in terms of numbers, every engagement is as important as the other, but yesterday we saw a significant presidential engagement, even though two of our heads of state had to excuse themselves last minute. But we are close to 10 heads of state participating in the AGRF, and this is the highest number ever. So the appreciation of the value this forum brings to the continent is very clear. The Food System Summit is going to happen once, right? And maybe they're going to have to emulate what we do and bring in a mechanism that allows them to come back every so often. When I say they, I'm talking about the UN. I'm removing myself. But my job is to ensure we deliver it this September and hand it back to the UN, and then they can learn from the best, what we've been doing at AGRF, coming back every year to evaluate the progress we are making. And here is the progress that I think is most important. We've seen 15 countries come to the deal room with clear deals. One of the biggest challenges of this continent is when people don't have a clear sense. We all have good ideas in our heads, but putting it on paper and showing how this investment is going to unlock this and that, how it is going to attract resources, is beginning to happen in the deal room. The pipeline, the word pipeline is probably what I was looking for. The pipeline is growing because of the deal room, from governments themselves, but also we saw hundreds of investors and people looking for investments, for investors to invest in their business, come to the deal room. So I know it takes forever for these deals to translate. And that's the challenge we have amidst us. It's not a challenge that can be solved by any single institution again. It's a challenge we need to work on together. At AGRA, we really work hard to make sure that we start de-risking the environment so that people can invest. We look at our single most important job as de-risking, because we'll never have enough money to get anything done. But de-risking the landscape so that people can invest, we will continue doing it. And that's the relationship really we see that is critical to AGRF. And we will find other partners that want to do things like this so that we can get many more of you to invest, we can get many more of these business ideas to translate on the African continent, which is the reason we're here in the first place. So I want to really appreciate the support our partners give us, and I want you to stay tuned for the Food System Summit, which is happening on the 23rd of September, in 2 weeks, and make sure that you really, from an African perspective, member states, businesses, civil society, everybody, let's have clarity of what we want the Food System Summit to deliver. I always look at it from two perspectives. There's something we can take to the Food System Summit, and there's something we want of everybody else. For me, of everybody else, I want us to stop climate change. For us, here as a continent, we need to do things differently when it comes to ensuring that a huge percent of our population that is in hunger gets out of hunger and poverty. So we have work ahead of us. Now, it's my honor to invite my chair to give his few remarks. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Agnes. Your Excellencies, President Kikwete, Prime Minister Lionel, Excellencies, our partners in AGRF, and members of the team who labored very much in this forum preparation. Good morning, every one of you. It's my hope that you have enjoyed your engagement at the AGRF 2021 summit so far, and thank you for making the time to attend this summit. The 11th annual summit of the AGRF has brought together at least 150 delegates here in Nairobi, and close to 10,000 people are joining us virtually. Let me start by thanking His Excellency and my brother Uhuru Kenyatta for his personal commitment, and the government of Kenya for graciously accepting to host the AGRF 2021 summit despite COVID-19 challenge. This shows the government's commitment and vision of strengthening agriculture and food systems transformation. Following the AGRF 2021 that was held in Nairobi for the first time, and as His Excellency the President mentioned yesterday, Kenya has made tremendous progress towards agricultural transformation, and the country has continued to define a roadmap to transform production and ensuring that there is investment in agriculture both from the public and the private sector. We laud His Excellency and the government and people of Kenya for continuous and strong leadership in championing agricultural transformation in our continent. I would also like to thank the AGRF partners for the continuous support and leadership, not just during the summit, but engaging throughout the year in ways that we ensured AGRF continues to be the premier platform for African agriculture. Of course, it is now becoming a global forum for agriculture. 2021 is a critical year for recovery and food systems transformation. If we cannot handle the COVID-19 issue this year, I think we will be very much in trouble. This year's AGRF summit continues to explore the pathways and actions needed to accelerate this process and steer the continent towards food system transformation. Recently, COVID-19 has further exposed the vulnerability of food systems, the breakdown of supply chains, increase in post-harvest losses and disruption of markets, and increased food insecurity. But I believe there are opportunities as well. Taking a continental approach is critical and will be pivotal in mitigating a possible hunger crisis. As a continent, we must come together and unite as one voice and define a vision for the future of food systems in Africa. We need to connect all voices, from leaders to youth, from farmers to global leaders. In order to accelerate change, we need to go beyond agriculture and commit to transforming our food systems. As AGRF partners, this is our time to come together as leaders and continue to support the shared vision of the summit. The AGRF thematic platforms continue to be a backbone that we can leverage for year-round engagements and following through the commitments made during the summit. As we continue to increase and grow the partnership base, I would encourage us to continue strengthening the thematic platforms for impact. In closing, I encourage you to carry on the campaign for Africa's food systems transformation, and this is our time. We shall be connecting with you all next month to further the business discussions of the AGRF Partners Group, touching on the governance structure and leadership, as well as discussing the summit host for 2022. Let me conclude by thanking you all for participating in this year's summit and contributing to its success. It is your participation, engagement, and thought leadership that make AGRF the premier forum for our shared cause. I thank you.
Thank you so much. It's impossible to follow all of these fantastic remarks, such a fantastic session, but I really hope we can hear a little bit from you, our partners. We have a roaming mic. We have a little bit of time. And if anybody would like to make a few comments or remarks, this is your breakfast. Really, we couldn't be here without all of you. So we have a roaming mic. We have several people online. For some, it's 5 o'clock in the morning online. Some of them are joining, I don't know from where. So we really appreciate the commitment, the dedication. I'm sorry I woke some of you up to join, but thank you for joining. Please, so if anybody would like to say anything, we have, I think, 20 people online as well as in the room. Any questions, remarks? I'm going to have to call on you. Okay. We're going around the room. Then Laurent from Bayer, I'm going to start with you. We're going to start at your table. 2 minutes, 1 minute. We just want to hear a bit from each of you. We know that you're not the usual partner representative, but we'd love to hear from you.
Okay, good morning to everybody. Don't know what you mean by not usual partner.
I mean, you're not the one who sits in all our meetings.
Okay.
You're our day-to-day partner on the ground for all our work.
Yes, that's correct. And maybe it's a good point to say, and it was mentioned by the speakers. What we are doing in this summit, it's a very important step, but it's only the first step of what has to be done after to make it possible and reality on the ground. And for me and for us as Bayer, what is very, very important is to be sure that whatever we elaborate during a high-level discussion in such a summit, there is always a way and a real feasibility to be translated in a real activity on the ground, and especially reaching the African farmers, and to let them to really improve the way they are producing, as they are doing agriculture. And you know, as a company as Bayer, first of all, during this COVID pandemic, we try as much as possible to really support the farmers during this difficult period. We had a Better Farm, Better Life initiative where we try to support as much as possible. And basically our activity can be summarized in our mission, which is...
20 seconds to wrap up.
Yeah, hunger for
Don't
none.
tell us the whole ambition, please.
Health for all and hunger for none. So we are very, very, very happy to continue to support AGRF, to be partner of AGRA in all the activity we are doing on a day-to-day basis, and looking forward for a successful end of this 2021 summit.
Thanks so much. Just go to Jason, who's right next to you with AFAP. And since I'm just going around the room, and anyone online, you can raise your hands or put your videos on.
Well, thank you, Vanessa. I would just like to congratulate President Kalibata and the AGRF team, and just making this look easy. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to pull this event off as seamlessly as they have during the pandemic, and I'm just greatly appreciative of that. I drew a lot of inspiration yesterday from the many businesses that were highlighted, both in Deal Room and then in the award ceremonies. And you know, having attended, you know, every AGRF going all the way back to Oslo, I think except one, the year my baby daughter came on, I would say that, you know, this was the takeaway from this event, was just a great attention to these locally owned and managed businesses that are now thriving. So thank you for that.
Excellent. Please, yeah.
Thank you. I had to stretch out there for a bit. So good morning. And yes, I would also like to echo Jason's comment to congratulate the AGRF, Dr. Kalibata, His Excellency Prime Minister Desalegn. I think for IFAD, you know, we have started partnering with AGRA from the beginning, long time ago, and particularly on the AGRF. I like Dr. Kalibata's comments around de-risking, because that's what we do see. As we go to our 12th replenishment cycle for IFAD that starts in January 2022, we really do want to focus very much on this platform and look at new and interesting ways of de-risking. As you all know, we have a private sector strategy in place. We are now exploring private sector financing instruments that we could work directly with SMEs. And so for us, the deal room becomes something very interesting to deepen and strengthen our partnership on. But also in some of the other, let's say, other forums that the AGRF has been able to develop proof of concept. And I think maybe my main recommendation here, and as we go forward, and as we look at the end of this year and the beginning of next year, is to partner around those platforms and ideas. We're very excited to see the investment opportunities from government. I think we can do much more in co-financing around those opportunities that governments have put in place. So we're open, and we really want to deepen and extend our partnership with others and all of you. So thank you. Don't know who I should pass to, which table?
Volunteers at the next table, I'm sure, would be happy to
Just
take.
to my left here?
Sure.
Okay.
We're going to, no?
Let me stretch and get a bit.
Just someone grab the mic from Sarah. And I want to appreciate that some of you in the room, like IFAD, have increased your partnerships this year, even knowing that we're in a hybrid environment. And we really appreciate the continued support that you've all put and confidence in. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Umuli Zanjiru, and I'm representing William Masiko from the Rockefeller Foundation. So I think I will echo what my colleague from IFAD has spoken about. I think the sentiments that Agnes put out in terms of the conversation or the narrative needs to shift from agriculture to talking more about food systems. So there are a lot of platforms that are being put in place, a lot of summits, a lot of conversations around agriculture and food systems transformation on the continent. I think as entities, or if I can say organizations that are trying to de-risk or to support innovation and transformation on the continent, I think there's a lot that needs to be done in terms of coordination. I think all of us are working on a given agenda. I think it's very important for us to coordinate and ensure that we're being efficient. I think even yesterday, Akin really spoke to a number of issues around technology, around financing that is needed on the continent. So I think as what we do in the Rockefeller Foundation is to work as a catalyst moving forward to a lot of these initiatives, I think collectively we have the ability and the financing to support a lot of these initiatives. As you know, the commitments that are being made are in the millions, but what is needed is in the billions. So how do we do that? How do we track that out? And what is needed? So I think it's a collective action that is needed from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, underscoring from the millions to the billions. And, we hope that the AGRF Partners Group will double also in the coming years so that we get to those billions. Let's hear
Hi,
from
good morning, everyone. I'm Shani Srivastav, and I'm representing UPL. And I just want to share just a small story. I think 4.5 years back when I was moving to Africa from India and to Nigeria. So one of my mentors said that, fostering collaboration is something very critical when you're going there. How do you really build the external capabilities? How do you foster collaborations? And that is something you have to do it in Africa. And I think this is what exactly we are doing here. I think fostering collaborations. And I think this is so critical for us to do that because a culture, and like Madame Kalibata also said that, moving from the a culture to the food system. So I think that's so much critical that we have to look in totality. And I think as a UPL, as a company, we have taken a huge leap in that direction. And I think Jay, who is our CEO, he's really driving all of us in that direction. There's so much of energy, so much passion. I think what we are doing right now with this ProNativa platform, we are talking about a natural plant protections platform, which we have. Then we have Nurture, which we have launched as a separate business for in digital area. So I think, we as a company, our role is to how do we really make the technology accessible to the farmer, and we work with a partner and take it to the farmer. Thank you.
Thanks, and we know that Jay really wanted to join us and he wouldn't actually see us if he was taking his plane from India. He'd still be in quarantine. So just now, you can send him the link. I think we have someone online who's going to speak.
I think Atsuko's hand is up.
Wonderful. Atsuko from African Development Bank. Let's test the system. Go ahead, Atsuko. You should
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, super. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm one of the people whose time it's 5 a.m. So I wanted to voice something, but I just can't turn on my camera. So please forgive me. I'd just like to say to the AGRF team, I cannot believe it because every year it gets better and better. So first of all, congratulations. With regards to the panels, the level of voice, the diversity of speakers, and also AGRF continues to bring the voice of SMEs, the inclusivity of the speakers, the ownership is just incredible. With regards to the African Development Bank, we're so happy to be able to support this. We know that Africa is making progress. Productivity is making progress. But the new challenges of climate, the new solutions around digital, this COVID environment, there are so many emerging issues that we just need to incorporate. So a platform like this one that brings the most important players around the table to have these conversations around partnership, around the business potential of Africa, around progress is just the most encouraging and enlightening event that we could have for agriculture. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being so optimistic at 5 in the morning. We appreciate. After that, anyone else want to make comments online? Muthoni is moderating.
Thank you. We have Oystein from Yara.
Oystein, please go ahead. Oh, you have to unmute, just as Kagame reminded us.
Good morning.
Thank you. We hear you now.
Okay, thank you. I wish I could be there in the room with you. Just brief remarks. I feel extremely proud of being part of this community that has been able to develop AGRF to what it has become. Thank you to Agnes. Thank you to Jennifer and yourself, Vanessa. I agree with all the speakers in saying that it has evolved into a premium kind of engagement platform. I think it's more critical than ever to have an opportunity for honest exchange, dialogue. We need a unified understanding, and we need to pull together a core good foundation for transformative change, as Agnes is saying. Happy to see the evolution of how we address different issues. Agnes said it correctly. We need to think about agriculture as part of food systems. We know that there are critical voices out there claiming to have all the answers, that there is a silver bullet, when we all know it isn't. And it's only through collective, collaborative attitudes and actions on the ground that we will be able to achieve the change that we so much want to see. Again, happy to be part of Yara, happy to be part of the AGRF Partners Group, and let's just carry it forward and make this even better going forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Oystein, and our founding member with Yara. We really appreciate the vision that you had as you set out the AGRF. Now, so many years ago, we keep arguing about the number of years, but I won't go there. Anyone else?
Yes, we have Betty Kiplagat from Koteva.
Wonderful. Get Betty, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Apologies, I couldn't make it this morning, but truly want to appreciate all the effort by the organizers. Within such a short time, just working with the Kenya government, you've been able to achieve so much. I'm just wondering, if it was allowed to be in person, how many people would have turned up for the event? It's just because of the dedication, the support that you give the agricultural system that AGRF keeps growing. Everybody wants to be a partner because people want to partner with things that are good. And I just want to really echo what everybody has said. The team has been wonderful. The team has, I'm sure, had so many sleepless nights to make this happen. So congratulations and thank you. And we are here to continue supporting all of you.
Thanks so much, Betty, and we do expect you back here by tomorrow. But in terms of the Kenyan recognition, we're sorry that I don't think anyone from the local organizing committee was able to join us this morning, but they have been heroic in their efforts really to support and engage and pull this together with us.
I think we also have Christina from CGIAR.
Christina?
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I want to, well, good morning, and thank you so much for organizing a fantastic event. I agree with my colleagues saying this is just getting better and better. We see the diversity of speakers, and I see a really high level speakers participating in these events and also having great dialogues. I think a lot of important information is coming out of what is being discussed. From CGIR, we are honored to be part of this journey, and we look forward to taking it to the next steps, and to achieve the goals that we need for this continent. So thank you so much, and looking forward to working with you for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Muthoni, anyone else?
USAID, David Charles.
David, good morning.
Hang on. Here we go.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, well, again, good morning, everyone. And I guess I could put my camera on so everybody could see me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
we'd love to see you. It's a partners meeting.
So I just wanted to say, Vanessa and certainly Agnes and the whole team and everyone, being there the last couple days anyways, this has been a very, really extraordinary event. And just like speakers have said, the diversity of voices that come to the table. I think of an analogy that I really love, and that's kind of a wheelbarrow full of frogs, because I think we're really recognizing the complexity of the issues, that it's not just about agriculture, it's about the other sectorals, actors that need to be involved in this. And that complexity really has those inputs and outputs. And, just understanding that, I think, is critical. And I think it's critical to, what we do at USAID. And the other thing I'll just say really quickly is the partnerships that revolve around that. We talk a lot about resources and financial resources, the millions to the billions, but it really also really foundationally is about partnerships. And I think this, arena in mechanism, I think, is, building that foundation across the continent. And so I just, again, want to really appreciate all the effort that you all have put into this, and the partners that are sitting at the table today. So thanks, Vanessa.
I'm so glad you didn't give us the critical part of your feedback, but we'll talk later about the wheelbarrow of frogs. We really appreciate the kind words and great support of USAID and all of your implementing partners who've really participated. Muthoni, I think we have one more online.
We have two more online.
Very quickly, we'll have to wrap up in the next few minutes. That'll be great.
Great. So we have Mamadou and we have Ishmael Sunga from Sakal.
Wonderful. Mamadou, over to you.
Hello, morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the great work indeed. As from the foundation, Syngenta Foundation, speaking also on behalf of my colleague at Syngenta, we are really proud. I mean, I think this year has been, in terms of visibility and opportunity to discuss and be part of different sessions, the best. Throughout the whole week, we have been involved, and we have had the opportunity to speak to a lot of partners and be part of several sessions. So thank you very much. This is very a generic comment to, we welcome the following, the rest of the week, and we look forward to continue this journey with you. Thank you.
Merci, Mamadou. Vous êtes au Sénégal. I think it's 5 a.m. at least, or 4 a.m. maybe.
Yeah, actually, I'm in Europe currently.
Thank you. That's better. Okay.
But it's almost 8, but we're there.
No problem. Thank you. And then Ishmael Songo, let's hear from the farmers, and from you, and Sakau. Can you unmute? We don't hear you yet. No? Technical difficulties. Okay, Ishmael, we'll recognize you if you're able to unmute and join. That's great. And any final remarks in the room? Okay. Fantastic.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dyer, representing my colleagues, my SVP, and everyone at Heifer International. It's our first time, and I'd like to, like everyone has said, congratulate everyone on such a well put together and organized event. I think what has come out has by far exceeded our expectations. Before we even embarked on this partnership, we had carried out some research on the role of youth and technology in Africa's ag transformation. And it's good to come here and hear the illuminating voices also to great regard, also resonating most of the findings that have come out of, a lot of groundwork that we've done. We are passionate about the youth and technology. We love what happened with the Pitch Agri-Hack competition. Excellent work went on there. And we look forward to continuing to bolster and, reinforce and grow what we have with the AGRF and AGRA. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. We really are pleased to have Hypher on our team with us in the partners group. Hypher International. The logo on Hypher is, it's a Hypher. It is a Hypher.
Hi, I've been given the mic. I'm representing AATF. We are a new sponsor, and we are really thankful to join all the different partners. And as I think was mentioned, it's a great, AGRF is a great platform for all the partners to come together and see how we can amplify and work together. And then if we move it to more of a food systems, I hope there will be even more partners. So we're really thankful and congratulate everybody on the very good work. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome as a new partner, and we appreciate.
I think TBI, Fanny, is right here.
TBI is nominated, Fanny.
Happy to. So at TBI, the Tony Blair Institute, we're a technical partner. So echoing what everyone has said, a huge thanks to AGRA, a huge thanks to the AGRF Secretariat and all the partners here. We've been working, supporting AGRF and AGRA for about 4 years. Involved in the deal room because we work very closely with governments. We embed advisors working hand in hand with government leaders. And they are very interested in the deal room. They are looking to attract and increase investments in the sector. We see a lot of demand from our government counterparts working on the different issues around food systems. They are also talking more about food systems, not just agriculture. So we see a lot of that demand for support from governments to be working with those different partners in the room, to be increasing investments in agriculture. So very happy to be a part of that, and further than just the deal room, working with AGRA and the policy and state capability team.
Thank you, Fanny.
Governments. Thanks.
Very much appreciated, and we're very interested in growing the technical collaboration as well as all the other partners' collaborations that we have. I think that, Ishmael, were you able to unmute? Anyone else online want to make final remarks, or we will wrap up? I think that we've had a fantastic discussion, engagement. We look forward, and we know that you'll all provide us significant feedback and comments over the coming weeks. And we appreciate the input, the engagement, and also don't forget to continue to reach out on communications. We hope to see a lot of social media and op-eds and publications jointly. With that, I'll turn it back to Jennifer Barn to make closing remarks, and we will run off to our many, many engagements today. Jennifer, thank you so much, Jennifer, for sleepless nights, hard work, jumping in since March. Thank you.
Thank you. I actually would only like to make 2 remarks. One is a question. When we kicked off the engagement here in Kenya, I challenged, it was a private sector breakfast, and I think the chair was, you were also here, and we challenged Kenya. And we said, are you ready to beat the statistics of Rwanda? And they all cheered and they said yes. So I think we should really applaud ourselves for what we have achieved so far. But then my question to you this morning is, are you ready next year for Rwanda to beat what we accomplished here in Kenya on behalf of our farmers and our SMEs? So I'm really looking forward to a very loud and noisy, yes, we are ready. But before closing, I would like to really acknowledge all of the colleagues that supported us. And I would really like to do it because this is not only a partnership effort, it is also an effort internally within AGRA. So I would really like the AGRF Secretariat and our colleagues from AGRA who have supported us on this journey to deliver. Please, would you mind just standing up so that we can also acknowledge your efforts and your support? Thank you so much. So Mutoni, always ready to support you. Catherine, Mumbi Maina from the deal room. Vanessa, also counting in the sleepless nights that we gave Vanessa. Apollos, Andrew, Annette Kahama, facilitating all of our board members. Thank you so much. And of course, Dixon Naftali from Generation Africa. Partners, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to an exciting close of the summit, but also an exciting year ahead. Thank you.